Hello and welcome back everybody. I'm Crimson and you are here watching the Dusty Sim Farmer. I am just spraying my fields, getting rid of all these weeds that have just cropped up in the last couple of weeks. And then I'm going to have a look at what's on the agenda for this month. We're in November, £7,347 in the bank. I do have to go and cash in a couple of contracts, so I'll get to that shortly and we'll see exactly where we are. For now, let me just get this field finished and then I'll bring you back in. I'm pretty much done, just waiting. There we go for the last beat. Let's turn the sprayer off. Let's have a check at where things are. Field 26 is looking pretty good. There's a tiny little patch down here. I'm just going to get down there and finish that off. There we go, that's better. Field 26 is now complete. Okay, let's jump into our contracts. So at the end of last month, I worked on a couple of contracts just on the side. I started baling and I also picked up a cultivating contract on field 41. Now those are all complete and I'm going to cash these in. So we've got field 2, which was baling, 17,752. So that one's completed. Field 6 was another baling contract just opposite to where I am now, 3,553. And last but not least, the cultivating contract on field 41, just shy of 10 grand, 9,605. That leaves me with a total of £38,259 in the bank. Unfortunately, I completely forgot that the John Deere I was driving is one of the tractors I used on the contract. And now I've got a sprayer in the middle of the field here. I'm just going to go back to the farm, pick up the Agco White and get that sprayer folded up and sent back to the farm. However, that's a point worth raising, and it's a great little tip that I use in the early game just to get me going. If you can find a couple of contracts that are all roughly doing the same thing, you can in effect take on 2 or 3, hire one set of equipment, and I always advise hiring the equipment for the biggest job, and then you can use the tractor and the equipment to do the other contracts. So for example, let's say I take on 3 baling contracts, I'd hire the baler and the tractor for the biggest contract and then use that across the other 2. Additionally, you can also use the tractor on your own work. As long as you don't return it, you can continue to use it until the end of the month. Bear in mind, you do need to cash in your contracts and complete them within that month period, otherwise the contract will fail and you'll lose all of your progress and any potential earnings. But if you're clever, you can pick up some contracts very early on in the month and then you've got access to that tractor for the rest of the time. And being as we've just come into November, there's not going to be a huge amount of contracts for me to pick up, but I will have a look in case there's anything that could be of use. For now, I'm just going to take the sprayer back to the farm and get that unhitched, and then I'll have a look at what's available to us. Now, since I last recorded a video, there have been a couple of updates, and I've got to say, everything just looks a little bit sharper. I've not changed the settings on my game. Everything is as it has been from day one, but yeah, there's just some sort of clarity. And I haven't checked the actual logs to see if there have been any graphical changes, but it's just looking a bit better, everyone, I have to say. Heading down to our greenhouse, I've got 5 pallets, it looks like. Yes, 5 pallets of seed saplings for our rice, so they're coming on quite nicely. I don't know whether or not I just want to keep putting these in. I don't know how many we need to cover an entire field. I'm hoping we've got enough. Any surplus, I'm presuming we can sell. Before I crack on, let me have a quick status of where we are with our farm. So here in Hutan Pantai, we have our fields 30, 31, 28, 27, 25 and 26. They have all had 2 stages of fertilizer. We've just finally dealt with the weeds. I finished 28 as I came into the video and 26 is the one I've just completed. And they should all have crop apart from our rice fields. Canola in field 27 and 28. Barley here in field 26 and barley again in field 28. So as things stand, our fields are doing okay. I've got a couple of bales I've just noticed that need wrapping. There's 2 there and I believe there's a couple just dotted around. So let me deal with that first before we make any further progress. One more down here on field 26. Pick that one up. Lovely job. And I think that's it. I'll have a quick scan around. We'll of course have to pick these up. Oh no, there's another 1, 2, 3 over here. I thought I'd got all these, but I must have completely forgotten about them. The grass has kind of died off quite heavily. It's nice to see that it slightly changes colour in the seasons. It never used to in FS22, so that's quite nice. The baler, or rather the bale trailer, is over there, so I shall pick that up shortly. I'll just get these last few wrapped up. That's everything picked up. I'm noticing a little bug which seems to have appeared with the bale trailer, and that is when I lower the pickup, it sometimes gets jammed on the ground, and I don't really know why that is. I don't believe that was there before, so maybe something has happened with an update. Okie dokie, that is job done. Everything's been collected. That's a nice little haul, I'd say, considering we're literally just doing the verges around the land that we own. We don't have anything dedicated to grass. Right, let's have a look where we are, and let's see what I can be getting up to this month. And before we have a look at the crop calendar, I just want to say thank you guys for continuing to support the channel. If you're new, leave a comment, hit the thumbs up. It certainly helps the channel to grow, and I'd love to hear from you. What are you interested in? What do you think I should do next? What would you do differently? I love reading your comments. I love the interactivity, so please keep that going. Secondly, apologies for the slight delay in this video. I've been very busy this last couple of weeks in the lead up to Christmas. I've had my own birthday, my workload has gone through the ceiling, and I've just not had the time to squeeze out an episode. But we are here now, so let's get on with it. We are in November. There's nothing that is of any use to us in terms of the crop calendar. December and January are going to be quite quiet. So I suspect, apart from a little bit of maintenance and forward planning, I may end up just skipping through those months just for the sake of creating content that's worth watching. Let's go and have a look at where we are in terms of contracts then. Straight off the bat, there is a cultivating contract on field 2. That is the one that I finished picking up all the straw on last month and baling everything, so it's understandable that that is ready to be cultivated. I may pick that project up because it gives me the chance to use the John Deere, and then I have that tractor for anything else I want to do this month. There's also a contract for DEADWOOD. Now, I've not done a contract like this before. It says I can use my own equipment or lease it. Obviously, that's pretty standard. And apparently, I get to sell the wood afterwards. Now, that might prove to be quite lucrative. The problem is, I'm not sure if I also have to transport them, but I think I might give it a go. So there's cultivating and DEADWOOD. We've got harvesting of red beet on field 24. Then we've got some general field work. We've got hoeing. We've got ploughing. We've got spraying, which I could do because I do have my own equipment. Stone picking is fine, but it is a bit tedious. And finally, wood transport. So that involves me picking up the wood with the truck and transporting it to its location. So in the end, I've decided to go for those two contracts right at the top of the list, the Deadwood and Cultivating of Field 2. I've got a lovely John Deere. Is it the, yes, the 7R, very popular for some reason around these parts, but that's fine. Great tractor. And then we've got a John Deere forestry machine, something quite bespoke and unique that I haven't used before. This was introduced as a DLC in 2022. So I'll be keen to use that and give it a go. For now, I'm going to pick up the weight and the cultivator and basically just get it onto this field right opposite. And then I'm going to jump in to the forestry machine and see what's involved with a Deadwood contract. Right, let's have a proper look at this bit of equipment then. It's a beast, I have to say, but then again, these kind of forest machines are absolutely built to lift huge amounts of weight and cover crazy terrain. Okay, I need to find out where I'm going. Let's get underway. Heading over to Farmland 35, which is basically just out of the store and turn right. These are my fields here, so it's just down the road. And I've just got to head roughly to this area where the red circle is, find the Deadwood, cut it down, and get it out of there. Pretty standard in here. Nothing really extravagant. I mean, has it even got a radio? Don't think it has. Oh well, that's fine. I know a few tunes I can whistle to myself. Right, is that off the ground? Yes, it is. Okay, let's head on out. Essentially, I'm just heading straight to that clump of trees right in front of me. So what I will do is I will just come along the road. I'm just going to cut into there. That's pretty much where I need to be. The trees should be marked as far as I'm aware, which will make life a little bit easier for me. Right, let's turn into here. Okay, I'm inside the radius, so I'm just going to head a little bit more central and keep my eye open for these trees. Now, of course, I'm set to remove anything that's dead, so I'm keeping my eyes open for any trees without foliage. Can't see any at the moment. Yeah, it's not obvious, must admit. Ah, is that one? That's not looking too... Oh no, it's got... No, that's okay. Ah, now this is not looking too healthy. There we go. There's a mark there. So that's one. Okay, so I've got an idea what it is I'm looking for. Unfortunately, I've got to get my vehicle through these trees. And it ain't small. Right, there she blows, right in front of me. Let me just get aligned. The problem with articulated vehicles is they kind of swing around a lot. Right. So that's what we want. Let's just get into position. Right, let's get the cutter down. Give it a go. Right, I've got the tree attached. The blades are off. I'm not really sure what it is I want to do with this tree now. I suppose I kind of want to get it out of the wood. So, gonna have to navigate down this hill somehow. Should have planned this a little bit more carefully, shouldn't I? Problem is, with these big grasping hands, the big clamp in front of me, I can't see where I'm going. I'm not enjoying this job. However, I have found another tree that I need to fell, which is a nice little bonus. Right, I've got an exit. Just backing up because I'm about to drop a tree on that power line, which would be a ridiculous thing to do. %33 done, so I reckon then there should be at least another 4, maybe 5 trees. I think I'm going to hop out the cab and have a look around because I don't just want to drive through here and hope I fall across another one. This just isn't working. I need to get on foot. A better view, I think. Where are these trees? I mean, obviously not these trees. These trees are here, but where are the dead ones? Come on, I thought I saw one a minute ago. No. Where are you? Where are these trees? Half of me is tempted just to cut everything and hopefully then I'll be able to see where the dead ones are. But I think that's a very bad way of going about things. I think I need to change my glasses because for the life of me, I cannot find any more dead trees. And I'm only 33% through the project. Ah, that looks like one. And it's got a red mark on it. Great. Right, so near the road and on the edge of the pulsing circle on the map. Can I see my vehicle? It's in there somewhere. There she is. Ah! And that looks like the top of another one. Okay, I think I'm getting the hang of it. I think I know what I'm actually looking for now. That helps. Okay, so let's... yeah, I should be able to get down here. So let's deal with this one first and then head back to the road. Oh, I just saw a flash of red in there as well. Well, I'm almost there. Finally, it just takes a little while to locate the trees in the first place, but once you know where they are, and once you've got a hang of the equipment, actually, it's not a bad job to be taking on. Oh, that's just typical, isn't it? The tree's fallen off. I don't know if this is the last one I need. Well, I best go turn these blades off before I lose my face. So in this situation, I am going to use my power tools, which I've currently got. A bit of super strength will get me out of this situation. Now, normally I would use lumberjack. Lumberjack is installed. Let's just try and work my way around. Not the easiest job in the world. Goodness me. As I mentioned before, this is usually the sort of stuff I do off camera, particularly if I'm on one of my story-led series. And now I'm out, and at the bottom I can lay this down here. There we go. Right, 83% complete, so there must be one more in there still. And I've noticed the easiest way to find them is basically to look up at the canopy and see the dead ones poking up through the top. So with that in mind, I am going to slightly cheat because this is taking forever. I'm going to float up. I'm just going to spin around. In fact, there we go. So that is the other tree. Right, smack bang. Almost in the middle. Where's my vehicle's in there somewhere. Where is she? There she is. Okay, let's go get this last tree sorted. Right, I'm done. Now, I don't think I've got any further use for this particular wagon, so I'm going to drop it back at the store. I don't know whether or not I get to keep the trees, whether or not they stay there once I've collected the contract. I'm half tempted to just leave them and see what happens. It would be a shame if they disappear, because I think I could cash them in. But it looks like the job is done. Certainly the contract has been completed. I've made a whole £640. Hardly seems worth it, does it? So let's collect this contract for 640. Okay, so back to field 2. I'll continue cultivating and I'll quickly wrap this one up. Already on the second headland, as it were, and then I'm going to jump in and do some very long ups and downs. Currently 11:45. I think if I leave it on usual speed, it'll probably take approximately an hour. That feels like about an hour's worth of gameplay. This is where I do wish I had some extra funds to hire a worker while I crack on with other stuff. But there's not a huge amount going on right now, so I'm just going to get on with this. As I say, then we'll have another quick assessment as to what's available and what else I could possibly be getting on with. Back of my mind, I've got a feeling animals may be the way forward, but I just need to find the right location to get some of those underway. If I take my own advice, what I technically could do is take on this wood transport contract for nearly £5,000. That will allow me to use the truck to pick up the logs that I've already chopped and then get those sold down at the sawmill for a bit of my own profit. The problem is I don't really want to take on another contract right now, but let me see how I feel a little bit later on this month. Taking a look at my time-saving stock check, definitely a mod worth downloading, I can see that December is the month to sell canola. Looking at the figures, max value will be about 14 grand. After that, in January, we have approximately 57 grand's worth of oats to sell and also 58,000 litres of grass. But I'm hoping by the time we get to January, that will have fermented into silage, which we've currently got £43,000 worth. Hopefully then we'll have nearly 20 grand's worth of silage to sell later on in March. I'm not doing too bad on this contract on field 2. I'm just over 50% of the way through. Don't think it'll take me too long, but you know what? I think I am going to take on this contract so I can grab that truck. If I can make a little bit of extra cash with those felled trees from the previous contract, well, it's got to be something I've got to take seriously. 4,845 plus a £255 bonus per tree. Let's give it a go. Right, where am I heading to? So this is field 2 that I'm working on. I'm currently stood up by the new Volvo that I've just hired, and I need to head right to the southwest of the map down here to pick up all the logs. Okay, I think I'm going to wind down this area here and down this road which I've not properly explored before. And I shall be doing that in this lovely converted, or should I say specialised, Volvo truck. What a great bit of kit. Kind of a short wheelbase. I suspect we're not going to be getting very long logs in there, but that's what we've been given. Yeah, tasty in here. I am a big fan of the Volvo, as I've said multiple times before. Right, so I'm heading down there. Yeah, let's get going. Over the brow of this hill, and it shouldn't be too far away. I don't know whether it's going to be on the left or the right hand side. I'm sure it will be obvious. In fact, that looks like the pile there. It is. Okay, nothing's behind me. Let me swing in. Whoa, steady chap. Crikey. Right, there we go, alongside. Perfect. Now that was pretty smooth, wasn't it? Whereas my control over this is likely to not be. Let's just see how we get on. Approximately there. I want to pinch, get that twisted in. Will it close? Come on, grab it, grab it. There we go. Ah, not terrible. Little bit of practice. I'm a bit rusty. Let's go up and over the stanchions. I think I may need to adjust the controls because it's on easy controls at the moment, and actually I find those to be more of a hindrance than a help. I've made steady progress. It is taking an absolute age, I must admit. I'm just going to strap these on. I'm just a bit nervous in case anything happens. Is there another strap point? There we go. In case anything happens, whether or not... I just want to make sure, basically. Double checking everything. Okay, let's carry on. I think it's just about got it. No, that's not going to help. Steady, steady. Just jumping into the general settings here. Easy arm controls off. Right, I think that's going to make life a bit easier. Up and down, left and right, up and down, in and out. Right, that's better. So I can control in and out, turn. Okay, now I'm on it. Then I can bring that down, bring it up, bring it down. Yes. Easy arm controls doesn't help. That's a bit better. I've jumped back into the John Deere and working again on this cultivating contract, 65% done. I just needed a little bit of a mental break from lifting and manoeuvring dogs. Yeah, it's not for me. I just find it a bit tedious. And I don't know whether that's just the mechanics of farm sim. I've never really been into the kind of forestry side of it. So I'm over here. I'm going to get myself to about 70, maybe 75, and then I'm going to jump back and get that finished. I'm back on the log wagon and I'm not doing too bad, I have to say. I have dropped one log on the right hand side there and I've got one more to pick up on the left, and I think I need to do a little bit of adjustment because one's oversailing the cab, but all in all that's a pretty good job. I'll just get these last two on board then, and then we can head it back to the sawmill. Wonderful. Looks like I've dropped it again. Well, I got there eventually. That is one serious load. Right, I've got to get some straps on. I'm super nervous. Look at the state of it. Okay, that one is oversailing the cab, and so is the other one. Yeah, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get the high ab actually folded up here. Let's give it a go. Well, that was a little bit janky, but we did get there. And I should be able to now just drive straight out onto the main road. But before I do, let's have a look where I'm going. The sawmill. I have been there once before, but I just need reminding where it is. I've pretty much got to traverse the entire length of the map, down in this bottom left corner, all the way up north, wiggling round here, up to the sawmill up near section 59. However, what it will do is give me the opportunity to come up behind the store and weave around this area here. I've mentioned having a look around here before, so that's what I'll do. Hopefully I can get a big log wagon up and around there. It potentially might be a bit tight, especially this hairpin loop here, but if you don't try, I'll never know. I can come up the top, swing round here, and then come into the sawmill from the east. I'm going to take a right just coming up here behind field 77. Let's just have a quick look at the road. I think we'll be okay. Let's give it a go. I have got a fairly sizable wagon here, and I did say perhaps this is a better job for the rickshaw or maybe a motorbike, but I want to see the scenery. We'll have a lovely look around. I'll just drop the speed so we can cruise around and just take a look. I don't know whether I should be on this. This looks like a footpath or cycleway. Sorry people, you've got a brute of a farmer who's totally disrespecting your lovely area. Oh no, there is a sign there. Okay, it's just a small road. Whoa, this is tight. Yes, I don't know if this was a good idea. I will have to come back with an appropriately sized vehicle. But now I've committed, I feel like I just want to get through as quickly as possible. Architecture's lovely though. The trees, the rocks. pagodas, gazebos. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Well, I got round the hairpin. Okay, let's give it a bit of welly then and head down to the sawmill. Well, coming down this hill is a bit frightening. Really need to ease on the old brakes. Right, I think I'm turning up here. That looks about right. Right, where do they want me to drop off? Probably in front of these double doors. Okay, head over to the office. There we go. And I've made a bonus £25. Excellent. So that's the wood transport contract complete. I won't cash it in now though, because I need to use the truck to go and pick up those trees I felled from my previous contract. I'm back in the John Deere. I'm about 93% done. Yes, I reckon 3 more rows, maybe 4, and then this contract will be complete. Then I'm going to head down with the wagon and pick up those extra logs, and that'll be it, I think. %. I think I'll get down about halfway on this final row. In fact, maybe not even that far. And that's it. Contract finished. Wonderful. Right, here we are then. Oh no. Right, so the logs have disappeared, and that tells me that I've learnt a lesson yet again. If you're doing a log contract, or rather the dead wood contracts, you need to sell your logs before you cash it in. I was hoping that wouldn't be the case, but you live and learn. Well, that's a shame. Anyway, at least it means I can cash in these 2 contracts I've completed today. So the wood transport for 4,500, I'll have that, and completing the cultivation for nearly 18 grand on field 2, I'll have that as well. So November wasn't a bad month in the end. £61,794 in the bank. I'm just in the back garden. I'm going to grab some dinner. I don't think I'll have a barbecue. The weather's not quite warm enough. So let me know what you think I should do in the next couple of months. November, we're into December next time around, possibly January and February. I think those will be short months. I don't know quite what to spend my money on and what I should get into next. The aim is to get my way underway with the temple. That is going to cost me quite a bit of money in order to buy the various production chains I need in order to sort out the wood and the cement. So until next time, take care everybody. I'm looking forward to reading your comments. Hit the like button, hit subscribe. I'll see you real soon. Bye bye.